Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE WrestleMania 41 did not go according to plan for Roman Reigns, as Paul Heyman betrayed his tribal chief and aligned with Seth Rollins. Today, the company released promotional material for Money in the Bank 2025, and it seems like the original tribal chief will miss the event. Money in the Bank is arguably one of the most popular annual events in the Stamford-based promotion and has grown in popularity after it became its own entity over a decade ago. For some stars, it's a make-or-break event, as the Money in the Bank briefcase can change the career trajectory. However, it seems like Roman Reigns won't compete or appear at this year's event in Los Angeles. Today, WWE provided more information about Money in the Bank 2025 and released a poster featuring several notable names and current champions across both brands. Unfortunately, the original tribal chief was not mentioned on the company's website for the event, nor was he featured in any of the newly released promotional material. The poster features stars like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, John Cena, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Penta, and more, but there are no signs of Roman Reigns. The original tribal chief's absence from the show shouldn't come as a surprise, as he previously missed out on events after the grandest stage of them all. Roman Reigns confronted Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman on WWE Raw after WrestleMania 41. Last week, Roman Reigns entered WrestleMania and headlined the event for the 10th time in his career in the Stamford-based promotion. However, it didn't go according to his vision, as Paul Heyman did the unthinkable and cost him the match. After the Wiseman low-blowed him and sided with Seth Rollins, the original tribal chief came after the duo with vengeance. On the latest edition of WWE Raw, Rollins and Heyman explained their actions to the world, only to be interrupted by CM Punk. The Visionary overcame his fierce rival when he blindsided him with an eye rake, followed by a stomp. The duo continued their act with an unconscious CM Punk in the ring until Roman Reigns appeared. The original tribal hit Rollins with a spear and a Superman punch on Heyman. To everyone's surprise, Braun Breaker appeared and hit Reigns with a spear to protect Paul Heyman. The show closed with Reigns and Punk down and out by Rollins, Breaker, and Heyman. In a moment that sent shockwaves across the WWE universe, the tribal chief Roman Reigns suffered one of the most devastating losses of his career at WrestleMania 41. And now, just days after the emotional defeat, rumors are swirling that Reigns may miss a major WWE event, and possibly take an extended hiatus, leaving fans and the bloodline shaken to their core. WrestleMania 41, the end of an era? Reigns walked into WrestleMania 41 still clinging to his aura of dominance. Having been champion for over 3.5 years, he faced Cody Rhodes in a rematch of last year's epic battle, with even higher stakes this time: pride, legacy, and family. But in an emotional main event that had the WWE Universe on the edge of their seats, it was Rhodes who finally finished the story, pinning Reigns clean in the center of the ring after an intense 35-minute war. The loss didn't just mark the end of Roman's historic title reign. It signified something deeper, a crack in the very foundation of the bloodline. Reigns didn't speak after the match. He didn't raise his hand in defiance. He simply rolled out of the ring, dazed and disoriented, and walked up the ramp alone, his cousins Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso nowhere in sight. Fans noticed a rare look in Roman's eyes: vulnerability. For the first time in years, the head of the table seemed lost. Uncertainty looms over Backlash and beyond. With WWE Backlash just weeks away and the company gearing up for a blockbuster summer, fans expected Roman to regroup and strike back. But that may not happen. According to backstage reports and sources close to the Anoa'i family, Roman is considering stepping away from WWE, at least temporarily, to recover physically and mentally. He's not just hurt physically, one WWE insider told Wrestling Digest. That loss affected him on a deep emotional level. Roman's been carrying the company on his back for nearly 4 years, and now he's questioning everything: his leadership, his family's loyalty, even his place in WWE. Roman's name has reportedly been pulled from early promotional materials for both Backlash, France and King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, igniting speculation that the tribal chief may be taking time off for the first time since his historic heel turn in 2020. The bloodline in disarray. Without Reigns at the helm, the bloodline is already starting to unravel. Solo Sikoa has been seen having heated arguments with Paul Heyman backstage, and Jimmy Uso's absence at WrestleMania 41 raised more than a few eyebrows. On the post-WrestleMania episode of SmackDown, Heyman, once the ever-confident Wiseman, looked visibly nervous. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he addressed the WWE Universe directly. "Roman Reigns is not just a champion," Heyman said. "He's a father. A son. A man who gave everything for this industry. And right now, he needs time." But not everyone in the locker room is showing sympathy. Cody Rhodes cut a passionate promo declaring that WWE has officially entered a new era, one that no longer revolves around Roman Reigns. LA Knight, meanwhile, mocked Reigns during a backstage interview, saying, "Maybe the head of the table finally got served." A personal loss behind the curtain? What most fans don't know is that Roman's WrestleMania loss may have been compounded by a personal tragedy. According to multiple sources, Reigns recently experienced a private family loss that WWE chose not to publicize out of respect. That emotional weight, combined with the pressure of his legacy, may have contributed to his rumored decision to step away. Close friends of Reigns, including Seth Rollins and the Usos, have reportedly reached out privately, offering support and encouraging him to take all the time he needs. One source even claimed that WWE officials are giving Roman full creative freedom upon his return, understanding that such a monumental figure deserves the space to process everything he's endured. What comes next? If Reigns does miss the next major WWE events, the landscape of the company could shift drastically. Cody Rhodes is now the undisputed face of the brand, but with the bloodline fractured and vulnerable, new power players are emerging. Solo Sikoa has hinted at taking over as the new leader of the bloodline, with Jacob Fatu potentially making his long-awaited debut to shake things up. Jey Uso, who carved his own path on Raw, may even find himself caught between family loyalty and personal growth. There's also buzz that Triple H and WWE management may introduce a new faction to fill the vacuum left by Roman's absence, a group that could either challenge what remains of the bloodline or absorb its members altogether. Roman's legacy, and the inevitable return. While his absence is unconfirmed, one thing is certain: Roman Reigns' impact on WWE is far from over. Whether he returns in 3 months or a year, fans know that when the tribal chief comes back, it will be in epic fashion. The pain of his loss, the betrayal from within, and the doubt in his own soul, all of it will fuel a character evolution unlike anything WWE has seen. Could he return as a broken warrior seeking redemption? Or will he come back darker, colder, more brutal than ever before? Either way, the WWE Universe will be waiting. As Paul Heyman whispered after WrestleMania 41 went off the air, the story's not over. It's only the end of the beginning. And if there's one thing we've learned over the past few years, it's that you never count out Roman Reigns. Not when his legacy is on the line. Not when his family name is at stake. And not when the fire still burns in the heart of the true head of the table. 3 reasons why a mysterious hooded figure destroyed Roman Reigns on WWE Raw. WWE Raw after WrestleMania 41 ended in an earth-shaking manner when Roman Reigns and CM Punk were destroyed by the new Paul Heyman guys. This occurred when Seth Rollins and the Wisemen made their appearance, but they were interrupted by the best in the world. However, the visionary managed to curb-stomp the voice of the voiceless after interference from Heyman. Soon, Roman Reigns arrived and destroyed both Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. However, when the OTC was about to spear his former Wiseman, a mysterious hooded figure attacked Reigns and was eventually revealed to be Braun Breaker. The former Intercontinental Champion also delivered a spear at the ringside and took Reigns out. In the end, Rollins, Breaker, and Heyman all stand tall in the ring. In this article, we will discuss 3 reasons why Braun Breaker destroyed Roman Reigns on WWE Raw after WrestleMania 41. 3. Braun Breaker is the new Paul Heyman guy on WWE Raw. One of the biggest reasons Braun destroyed the OTC on WWE Raw is that he is now the new Paul Heyman guy, along with Seth Rollins. This was also evident from the declaration made by the Wiseman after Reigns and Punk's destruction that he is now set to manage both stars. So, when Reigns was about to spear Paul Heyman, Breaker obstructed the former undisputed champion in his tracks and protected the Hall of Famer. 2. To set up a rivalry with the OTC. The actions of Braun Breaker will surely lead to consequences in the near future, and one of these could be a feud with Roman Reigns in the upcoming months. WWE likely wants to shift Braun from mid-card to main event levels, and attacking Roman might be the best option to elevate his status. This could be why the former IC champion destroyed Reigns on Raw after WrestleMania, as it would set up a feud between the two. 1. To set up a major tag team match at Backlash 2025. Both Roman Reigns and CM Punk were destroyed on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, which suggests a potential tag team match at Backlash 2025. With the conclusion of the show, it appears that WWE is heading with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker to clash with Punk and Reigns in a tag team bout, with Backlash PLE being the ideal location. So, setting up the tag team match could be the reason why the mysterious hooded figure destroyed the OTC on WWE Raw after the show of shows. WWE Raw took a shocking turn this week as the arena lights flickered, and chaos unfolded before the very eyes of a stunned crowd. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief and leader of the Bloodline, was moments away from delivering a passionate message about his legacy. But just as he raised the mic, the screen cut to static, and the lights dimmed. Then came the ambush. From the crowd emerged a mysterious hooded figure, face hidden, with gloves and dark combat gear. They slid into the ring silently and unleashed a relentless, brutal assault on Reigns. A steel chair, multiple spears, a vicious stomp onto the steel steps. It was a targeted, calculated destruction of WWE's top star. Before security could intervene, the figure vanished into the crowd, leaving Roman Reigns unconscious in the ring as medics rushed in. Who was behind the hood? And more importantly, why? Here are 3 compelling reasons that might explain this dark and shocking attack on the tribal chief. 1. A bitter ex-Bloodline member seeking vengeance. The most likely scenario is that the hooded attacker is a former member of the Bloodline, one who's been harboring deep resentment toward Roman Reigns for years. The Bloodline has been built on Roman's dominance, but it has also left a trail of broken family bonds and emotional scars. Could it be Jey Uso? Jey once declared he was out of the Bloodline, but recent events have suggested he never truly healed. Watching his brother Jimmy fall back under Roman's shadow, watching Solo Sikoa become cold and ruthless under Reigns' rule, it could all have been too much. Jey might have reached a breaking point. The hooded disguise would allow him to strike first, reveal later. Or what if it's Solo Sikoa himself? Solo has increasingly seemed conflicted in recent weeks, his loyalty tested, his expressions unreadable. Maybe he's realized Roman never saw him as more than a bodyguard, a tool to control the family. The silent enforcer might have chosen silence no more. Destroying Roman in disguise would allow Solo to turn the tables and declare himself the new tribal chief without fear, by first eliminating the symbol of tyranny. If the attacker is family, this is personal. It's not just about power. It's about redemption. About revenge. About breaking the chains of control that Roman has wrapped around the Bloodline for years. 2. A NXT call-up with a message. WWE loves a dramatic debut, and there's no better way to make a splash than to take down the biggest shark in the ocean. The hooded figure may not be someone from Roman's past, it might be someone from WWE's future. Enter, Braun Breaker. The explosive NXT standout has long been considered the next breakout megastar. He has power, speed, and lineage, being the son of Rick Steiner. But WWE has been teasing something darker in Braun in recent weeks on NXT, a more violent edge, a more ruthless mentality. What better way to launch this version of Braun Breaker onto the main roster than by having him take out Roman Reigns in a surprise attack? Or perhaps the attacker is the monstrous Jacob Fatu, another member of the Anoa'i dynasty, who's long been rumored to join WWE and reshape the family dynamic entirely. A debut like this would not just send shockwaves through the locker room, it would draw a line in the sand. Jacob could claim that Roman tarnished the family name, used their legacy for selfish gain, and now it's time for a new alpha to rise. This wouldn't be a vendetta, it would be a declaration. The message, the new generation has arrived, and your reign is over. 3. A returning legend who is unfinished business. There's a darker possibility, one that reaches beyond family and beyond NXT. What if this was the work of a legend? Someone with a score to settle, someone with nothing left to lose? There's one name that has hovered like a ghost over Roman's entire reign, Bray Wyatt. Although the real-life passing of Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, halted that storyline forever, rumors have swirled about the continuation of his legacy. The Wyatt Six. The Firefly Funhouse. The eerie QR codes that have mysteriously started reappearing on WWE social media again. What if the attack wasn't by Bray, but by someone who's inherited his darkness? Bo Dallas, in character as Uncle Howdy, was long rumored to carry forward the cult-like energy Bray Wyatt infused into WWE. What if Howdy has returned, not just to honor his brother, but to destroy the WWE system that turned its back on them? Roman Reigns, as the company's crown jewel, would be the most symbolic victim. Or, what if it's someone like Randy Orton? Randy's history with the Bloodline is bitter. His tag partner Matt Riddle was driven away. His back was injured by the Usos under Roman's orders. Many thought Randy would return to get revenge on Solo or Jimmy, but what if he's decided to cut off the head of the snake instead? A hooded attack would allow Randy to exact revenge coldly and slowly. And if the RKO is the final move next week, it could all make horrifying sense. Final thoughts. This wasn't just an ambush. It was a statement. Whoever the hooded figure is, family, up-and-comer, or returning legend, they made it clear that Roman Reigns is no longer untouchable. The attack felt orchestrated, precise. This wasn't a brawl. This was surgery. And WWE fans are left hanging in suspense. Who is under the hood? When will they strike again? Will Roman Reigns return with vengeance in his eyes, or is this the beginning of the end for the tribal chief? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the empire Roman built is under siege. And from the shadows, a new force is rising.